What an exciting day this is. There's never been a day like it, not for any central bank, because what the Bank of England has done before is release its rate decision. Then we've gotten the minutes a couple of weeks later, which sort of explained the decision, gave more detail, and then the inflation report somewhere in between. Today, all those three pieces of data are going to come out at the same time at 12 noon London time, and then investors, the public, us as journalists will have 45 minutes to digest that before Mark Carney delivers a press conference.
The whole thing has been mega hyped. Super Thursday. It's a great way to sell interest in what the Bank of England is doing during an otherwise quiet summer. But if we look at what's going to happen today, it's going to be a fairly standard analyse what a central bank is saying. And I think that's what the real issues come down to.
Look, it is a new way of doing it, but it's not like what they're communicating is going to change very much.
Right.
Okay? I mean, for me, one of the more interesting questions will be, from the minutes, will be not just the number of dissidents, because it's not as if the rate hike goes from 2 people voted to 3 people voted to 4 people voted, ooh, rate hike. Right? What really happens is that the bulk of people would presumably change their mind at the same meeting.
The strength of the pound and the labour market data, and you know, I think the argument they're going to make, and I'm not entirely sure I fully agree with it, but the argument they're going to make is that the strength of the pound will affect sterling over the next 12 to 18 months. And when you look towards the back end of their forecast period, that is going to be the strength of the domestic economy and the labour market, which is going to dominate their inflation forecast. So I suspect that's the way they're going to play it. They've kind of made a few comments along those lines. Kristen Forbes made a speech a month or two ago about along those lines. So I think that's the way they're going to do it. My own personal view is they have one target, and the target is the inflation rate. And core inflation is below 1%. Headline inflation probably going to go negative. So I personally, I don't see why they're in such a rush.